On this week's episode, we check out some books that I purchased online to complete some runs for some videos that I have coming up. Plus, we stop by Bell Book and Comic and check out their boxes of completed runs and see what I pick up. Plus, we check out a completed run that I got at Bell Book and Comic that turned out to be a complete nightmare. Let's go check it out. Hey, what's up, nerds? Welcome to this week's episode of Nerdistic Tendencies. I am your host, Ray Hale. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the ringy dingy so you get all our notifications. Don't forget to hit us up on social media, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, where we upload content and giveaways throughout the week. So check us out. Recently, I began uploading videos called Completed Runs, spotlighting a particular run in the comic books or a short story miniseries. And we focus on that, give you a little bit of information and my review of this particular storyline. So I started going through my collection to find which runs were incomplete. So I logged into mycomicbookshop.com and picked up some books to complete some of these runs that you will see in future videos. Let's go check those out. Alright, let's check out the books that I picked up from mycomicshop.com. So here's the first one. This is a Spider-Man miniseries called Get Kraven, issue number 1. That's a cool Jaws cover right there. Next we have another one called Slingers, issue number 1. Issue number 9. And issue number 10. Next we have a 12-issue miniseries called the Saga of the Submariner. Here's issue number 1. Issue number 2. Issue number 3. Issue number 6. Issue number 7 with the Fantastic Four. Issue number 8. Looks like we got the Avengers in this one. Issue number 11 with Namorita. And issue number 12. Cool. Next we have a Doctor Strange miniseries called Strange. There's issue number 1, issue number 2, issue number 5, and issue number 6. Again, these are all books that I purchased for upcoming episodes of completed runs. Here's an oldie. It's Omega the Unknown, issue number 1. Issue number 2. Issue number 6. Issue number 8. And that'll complete that run. I do have some single issues here. This is U.S. Agent from a 4-issue miniseries. This is issue number 1. Next we have X-Men and the Avengers, issue number 2 of a 4-issue miniseries, and number 3, and number 4. Next we have a Marvel Comics limited series called Quest Probe. This is issue number 3. Starjammers mini. This is issue number 4. Next we have some Hawkeye here. Here's Hawkeye, issue number 1. Issue number 4. Issue number 5. And issue number 6. Next we have an issue of Psylocke and Archangel Crimson Dawn. This is issue number 3. Next we have X-Men Phoenix War Song, issue 1. And issue 5. Single issue here. This is issue 1 of the Fantastic Four versus the X-Men. Another single here. 4-issue miniseries of Prince Namor the Submariner. This is issue number 2. Early 90s, there was a quick run of Sabretooth. Here's issue number 4. From the pages of The Punisher, issue 1 of Shadow Masters. And to round this out, we have an X-Men Classic run, number 76, 78, 94, 95, and 108. And all of these will complete these various runs that will in turn be spotlighted on my completed runs. So make sure you check that out. Recently I stopped by my local comic book shop, Bell Book and Comic in Dayton, Ohio, where I don't know if your shop has this, but one of the cool things about Bell is they have a particular section in their store that's all completed story runs or miniseries that you can buy actually complete, which is not something I see in every comic book store, which would be really cool if everyone did it. So I started flipping through there, found some stuff that I didn't even know existed. So these again will be spotlighted in future videos, so let's check out and see what I got. Alright, these are the books that I picked up on a recent run to Bell Book and Comic. First two are keys. The first one is the second cover appearance of Apocalypse, the first team cover of The Horsemen. X Factor number 19. This next one is the first full appearance of Angel as the Horseman Death. It is also the first team appearance of all the Horsemen: Death, War, Famine, and Pestilence. This is X Factor number 23. Those are cool books. Now, actually, I think I only have 2 more books left in that first volume of X Factor, which will again show up on completed runs. So that is really cool. X Factor, when I was growing up, is one of my favorite books. Like I said, I'm a huge X titles nut. So now we have some complete runs. I'm not sure if your comic book store has boxes set up like this, but my comic book store does, and I think it's really cool. You can find some really cool stories, some you've never read, and some you've never even heard of. So here's just a few of them. This is Wolverine and the Punisher Revelation. 1, 2, 3, and 4. From the Ultimate Universe, we have a nice little run here of Daredevil and Elektra. There's issue number 1, issue number 2, issue number 3, and issue number 4. This next one is, I believe, the second volume of Avengers. It has a nice Ultron storyline. I think Ultron Unlimited is what it's called. Here is Avengers number 19, 20, 21, and 22. Those are cool. Someone a long time ago told me that was a pretty cool little Ultron storyline. Something that got overlooked when everybody was talking about Ultron when Avengers Age of Ultron came out. So it was always on my list of things to grab. I saw it, I picked it up. And next we have a Spider-Man miniseries called Death and Destiny. That's a 3-issue run. There's issue number 1, issue 2, and issue 3. And to round it off, we have a 4-issue miniseries called Solo. This one also includes Spider-Man. So there's issue number 1, number 2, number 3, and finally number 4. Now again, all of these will end up on my completed runs. So make sure you keep checking out the channel and get an update. If these are some of the stories that you have or you've read, leave a comment and let me know what you think. One of the sets I picked up was a miniseries entitled Spider-Man, the Mutant Agenda. It's a 4-part issue series. I've never heard of it before, so I said, hey, why not? It's got Beast, X-Men, I like that. Spider-Man, what could go wrong? So when I brought it home, opened it up, I saw that it was 4 issues. But what I didn't realize is there's an issue 1, 2, and 3, and at the bottom of it was an issue 0. And let me tell you, this thing was pretty crazy. So now we're talking the most labor-intensive comic book that I've had to prepare. And at this point in time, I haven't even read it yet, and I've already put hours into it. So what was big about this comic book is it was a crossover comic book. This issue 0 contained a bunch of blank pages with dates on it that corresponded with dates where you would have to clip comic strips from your local newspaper. A few problems with that. One, I can't get comic strips from 1993 and 94. It's not like I can go get the newspaper. I ended up going online to look for them, but that became a problem too. Luckily for me, with my Marvel Unlimited subscription, they actually had all the clippings in it, so I had to print them out. 38 pages, all of which needed to be cut and pasted and put in the book. Unfortunately, as I started going through and doing this, there were more clippings than spaces provided in the comic book. There wasn't a whole lot of direction. So it became this whole big thing. So instead of cutting these pages out, gluing and taping them into the comic book, I ended up having to make some major changes. I put 3-4 hours into pulling all this information out, printing it, cutting it, pasting it, taping it, assembling it into the comic book. And as you can see, that's a pretty fat comic book now. This comic book's a big girl. Ugh, what a complete nightmare. Once I've finished this, I haven't even read it yet. To be honest with you, just looking at it just kind of makes me want to punch something. So I'm not sure when I'm going to get to this one, but this eventually will come. And as you can see, it was a complete nightmare. I'm glad it's over. But, so you see this, Spider-Man Mutant Agenda, you see this in your local comic book store. If you want to go down this rabbit hole, feel free, but it is a nightmare. And it pretty much sucks. Haven't read the story yet though, so hopefully it can be redeemed. But you'll see this on an upcoming episode of Completed Runs. With that last batch of comic books, that puts my current collection over 7,000 books. Sweet, I was pretty excited about that. We'll do a big celebration once we get to the point where I reach 10,000. So keep an eye out for that. That's all the time that we have. Make sure to like and subscribe, hit the ringy dingy so you can get all the notifications. Don't forget to check out our social media accounts, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter, where we do giveaways throughout the week. Don't forget, on our Facebook page, I want you to document your trips to your local nerd store. Tag us and post it on Facebook. That way we can see it. You never know, I may make a stop at your local nerd store here in the future. So upload that content. We want to see it. Other than that, that's all the time we have this week. Thanks for checking out the video, and we'll see you next week.
Who got him that shirt too? Me!
Fit check. What?
Fit check.
Check it.
That's not what fit check means.
I don't give a crap.
Fit check is like, fit check, shirts from blank, pants from blank, shoes blank, hat blank is from blank.
Don't care.
I got you that shirt at Kohl's.
My nose is all itchy. Yeah, it's crazy. Ew. Just kidding, it didn't really smell. And you never know, I may stop in there and see your local nude store.
Nude?
Different kind of store, kind of cool, but not the right thing.
Kind of cool.
Yeah, whatever.
You said that so upset.
I was upset.